Good morning, everyone. It is July 13th, the day of my Nclex, and I wanted to vlog for you guys today to show you kind of what I'm doing the morning of, my feelings about the exam, like how prepared I am, and kind of just what this day looks like. So I did not get very good sleep last night. I took my magnesium, I took my melatonin, but I just could not fall asleep. I think I was just like concerned about the exam, and I haven't taken an exam in like a really long time because of nursing school. I graduated in May and it's July, and our last like real exam was probably in like April. So it's just been a while since I've had an exam. So just all those things, I just really could not get to sleep. I feel like okay. I mean, I feel like it's just kind of crazy how 2 years of nursing school and like everything that you learn in nursing school is like, that's all for this one exam. That's all for the Nclex. Like, if you don't pass, like, it's just annoying because then you have to take it again and you doubt yourself, and I feel confident in my education and I feel confident in my clinical experience, which I think is really the foundation of nursing, is not just textbook work, but clinicals. Like, the things that you recall from clinicals are so valuable, and I had a good transition experience, so hopefully all of those things combined will help me do well. I feel like my weak spot might be pediatrics, because our clinical rotation through pediatrics was really short and I didn't really have an interest in peds anyways, so I was like, this kind of doesn't really matter. I know that's a bad attitude to have, but I just didn't really like peds. But I was really interested in women's health, so I know a lot of labor and delivery stuff, but peds, as far as like the different vital signs for different ages and developmental stages, I'm okay with, but like some of the other stuff is just like, I just don't. So hopefully I don't get a lot of peds questions, but who knows. With my luck, I probably will. But, and also I wanted to talk about like the pressure of feeling like you have to pass in 75 questions. Like, that's the minimum. For those of you that don't know, the Nclex is an adaptive test. It uses an algorithm to adjust the questions to how you're answering the previous question. So if you get a maternity question wrong about labor and delivery, it'll probably give you more maternity questions to see if you're competent in that domain. So it is an adapted test. No one gets the same test. And the minimum number of questions is 75, and the maximum, I believe, is like 265 or something like that. So you can really get anywhere in between, and your computer just kind of shuts out after it is done with the exam. So it decides when you're done, essentially. And there's just a really big pressure to pass in 75 questions. Like, that's the goal. But I need to be okay with like getting to 76 and being like, I'm still okay. So I'm kind of working on that mindset, that if it keeps going after 75, like, I can't shut down. I have to keep focused and keep answering as well as possible. So the hard thing about the Nclex is that there's a lot of priority questions and a lot of select all that apply usually. And these questions are difficult because it's like, all these people are dying, which one do you see first? And it'll seem like everything's an emergency, but you have to really nitpick and use Maslow's hierarchy of needs and your ABCs to answer those questions. And then the select all that apply is like, it's just, they'll give you like 8 options and 5 of them will be correct, and it'll all be like, you know, drugs or symptoms associated with one single disease process. And it's just like, it's just really hard to answer those questions, and you really have to know your content. But I think I do know my content, so hopefully those questions won't be too hard. So yeah, this morning it's, what time is it? It's 9:11. My exam is at 2 p.m. and the testing center, the Pearson Testing Center, is about 10 minutes from where I live. So, and they say to get there 30 minutes early, and the calculator is on the computer and they give you like a whiteboard. So you don't really have to bring anything, just your ID. Bringing your ID is essential. You have to do that. So I'll probably just bring like my ID, my keys to my car, and my phone, and then put it in a locker there that they have for you. So I'm gonna leave around like 1:15 so that I can get there kind of early and not stress, and that I'll be able to vlog on the way there and before I go in for a second. This morning I'm just gonna do some Quizlet questions, because I'm over UWorld at this point. No, I didn't get through all the questions because your girl has 3 jobs and I was not able to get through all the UWorld questions. And honestly, I thought that they were really discouraging because I feel like they're a lot harder than the HESI or a lot harder than they need to be. But I guess that's just my personal opinion. And I found the ones that I was getting wrong, like it was just discouraging me, and the rationales are really good though, and I recommend UWorld to everyone. It's so comprehensive, but I just didn't really feel like getting through all the questions. There's like over 2,000, and I think I've done about 1,000 of them. So there's that. So this morning I'm going to do Quizlets on stuff that I'm kind of not super sure about. One of those is endocrine, because there's a lot of endocrine diseases that affect, you know, electrolytes and hemodynamic stability and all that stuff. So I'm going to study that. I'm going to study a pediatrics Quizlet and a pharmacology Quizlet to just rapid fire go through those small things about drugs that I need to freshen up on. But no like super intense studying this morning. For those of you that I like to space out my studying enough so that I don't have to cram, but if my exam is halfway through the day, and this was me in nursing school too, I feel like it makes me feel more anxious, like sitting around and not doing anything the day of an exam and like doing something else, because I'm not like focused on it. So just to refresh my mind, it's not like stressful cramming, but it's definitely just something that a tool that I use for last minute prep. So yeah. I have my makeup done right now, but I am going to do it for you. And yeah, I will check back in with you, show you guys a little bit what I'm studying, and then when I leave. So yeah. I'm leaving now to take my exam. It is 1:10, so I'll get there a little early so I can talk to you guys before I go in, tell you how I'm feeling, and then yeah, I'm gonna take it and then I will update you when I get back. So let's go. Guys, I just got to the testing center. Pretty anxious, but I'm going to share with you a few strategies that I'm using right now to kind of calm my nerves. One, visualization. I'm really visualizing in my mind. I thought about it on the whole way over here about reading each question thoroughly, reading each answer choice independently and not comparing them to each other, thinking about my priority patients, about ABCs, about hemodynamic stability and instability, also seeing 75 questions, and that's the goal, but also visualizing keeping my calm if it goes past 75 questions, thinking about my education, how much I've been prepared and how well I've done on tests before, and that speaking to myself positive things that I can do it, and to just harness the stress. So those are all the strategies that I'm using, and I'm about to go in. It is 1:30, exam is in 30 minutes, so let's do this thing. Okay guys, it is 3:32. My exam stopped in 75 questions, which obviously, as you know, can go either way. It can be a really good thing or it can be a really bad thing. So 75 questions is the minimum number of questions that you can get on the exam. Immediate reaction, well, it took me, first of all, the exam took me an hour and a half to do 75 questions, and it is definitely an adaptive test. The answers, when I knew I was doing well, it was switching from topic to topic, like very, very different topics, and it was going from like a priority question to a select all that apply question to a multiple choice answer response. So I knew I was doing well. I feel like it told me that I was doing well by like changing up the questions that it was asking, if that makes sense. And I knew questions that I had gotten wrong because it brought it up again, just reworded it kind of and put a different setting. So there was a question about delirium, and it was a select all that apply question, and I think I probably missed one of the select all that applies. So the test brought up like a couple questions later another question on delirium. So I knew that I needed to focus on those ones. And then the same thing happened with like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's drugs, and then hypoglycemia. I had like a lot of questions on Addison's disease and a good amount of maternity OB questions and medications. I feel pretty confident. I was getting really anxious up to the end because like I wanted to finish in 75, and so I kind of wish that I didn't have that in the back of my mind because I was getting a little anxious towards the end and I could really feel like my heart beating really fast. What else about the exam? So they give you earplugs and like a erase board to write stuff down on, which was really helpful. So that was nice. And you have a locker there to put your stuff in. I didn't take any of the breaks just because I didn't really need any. I kind of wanted to just sit down and like get it done with. So yeah, I think it went well. I will find out in 48 hours on Monday, because it's Saturday today. And as far as my testing experience, like the people there, literally, like I had pretty bad test anxiety going in, and the lady at the front desk like was just kind of like not really conducive to like helping that test anxiety. Like she, like the computer wasn't working and she was getting all flustered, and it was getting me flustered, and it was just, everyone in the room just like felt weird and uncomfortable. So other than that though, the testing experience is pretty good. I'm here in South Florida taking the exam. So yeah, 75 questions, an hour and a half, a good mix of literally everything. Got questions like what are the fruits that are highest in potassium, and also like drug names I've literally never heard before, like not in the hospital, not in the textbook, like never heard before. Like, can we like put something on here that like everyone knows about, not just these random drug names? So on those I just had to do my best to like guess and make an educated guess. And I really do think that I heard this tip somewhere that usually if you don't know what it is, the longest answer is usually right. And the questions I know that I got right, it was the longest answer choice out of a multiple choice question. So I think that's a good tip to, like, if you really don't know what's going on, kind of just see what the answer choice with the longest sentence, like the longest sentence is, and maybe if that one makes a little bit of sense, maybe go with that one if you have totally no idea. So yeah, that's my gut reaction. I'm so glad it's over. I hope that I passed. Like, I really hope I don't have to take this again and just move on, and now I can focus with our move to New York. It's coming up in a few weeks. Yes, a few weeks. On August 8th, we're moving to New York City with just a suitcase. So we have to find furniture and a bed and all that. So yeah, I'm just really happy it's over. I'm gonna go work out right now and blow up all that steam now that the test is over. Want to say shout out to everyone on Instagram who has been supporting me so well these past few days, just giving me constant encouragement. Like, y'all are the best. I love you all. So yeah, let's go to the gym. Okay, I just got to the gym and I wish that I could film my workouts for you, and I'm working on creating more workout fitness content. However, the gym that I'm currently working out at home is like a little weird about people filming, and I get it, it makes me uncomfortable too, and there's a ton of people in there, and I just, for the sake of myself and for other people, I just would rather not. So, but you better believe that I will be filming fitness videos when we move to New York, and we are going to have a gym in our complex, which I'm sure not a lot of people will be using all the time. And so, therefore, in a few weeks, you will have fitness videos from me. So yeah, all right, I'm gonna work out in. Bye. So I just finished a workout. I did some legs and some upper body. Since I didn't hit the gym multiple times this week, I like to incorporate a lot of movements in on one day to just kind of get like a full body workout. I PR'd on my barbell squat, so 135. For those of you that don't know, I had knee surgery 2 years ago, and so I've been rehabbing since then and getting my squat back, and this is back to the original weight. I do have some meniscus pain though when I do squat, so I keep it, you know, I don't do squats all the time, but I love them, so I still do them. And I did some adduction machine stuff because then my knee was a little bit, you know, hurting a little bit after, which is normal for what I have. And now I think I'm just gonna go to Whole Foods and pick up a little snack. And then tonight I'm going to hibachi with my family to celebrate the fact that I hopefully am done with my Nclex. So yeah.